Hello, this is Aaron from True Inspection. Today I'm here to talk to you about your furnace. I'm actually here to talk to you about my furnace. But every time I do a home inspection, if there's an older furnace or air conditioning unit, I usually recommend that people look into a maintenance protection package. Some of, they're all different, so you got to shop around. The one I have I think has been pretty good. It's $25 a month, and it basically covers everything other than the heat exchanger. Um, so I had to have a new A coil put in the furnace. So I'm just going to flip the camera here to give you another view. So this coil for the air conditioner goes in here. So this entire piece was opened up and they had to put the new coil in there. So standing from here, when you look down into the furnace, when that's open, you can actually see the top of this, which is the heat exchanger. So from a normal inspection, when we just look at the furnace from the front and we don't have the top open, we don't have the motor and everything, the blower motor and the bottom out, it's just a normal inspection looking from there. This is what we see. So basically, you could get a flashlight, we can look in here, and all we can see is obviously within limits, is this top portion here. So as you can see, it's not really much that you can see. But evidently, heat exchanger is one of the worst things that kind of news you hear, because even as a home inspector, I was pretty sure that, when your heat exchanger is gone, the furnace is garbage. That's kind of standard. However, what I've learned recently is that's not really true. So kind of to get back to the original story, so the guy's here, he's replacing the air conditioning part. After about a half an hour, he comes up to me and says, you know what, your heat exchanger is cracked. Do you want me to even bother doing this work on here, or I can have a couple guys in here on Monday and we'll put a whole new furnace and air conditioning unit in. And of course, I've learned to just not make decisions too quick. So I came down and I looked at it, and I did have a hard time finding what he was talking about, and finally he said, just feel it with your finger, and I did, and I'm going to show you what he showed me. So we go back to the heat exchanger, and right here there is a big scratch. Actually, what I'm going to do is just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to make another scratch of what I think may have actually happened. So I'm just going to take this screwdriver here, and so as you can see, yeah, I can feel it with my finger. Maybe the scratch I put was a little bit bigger. Now when I look online in the HVAC talk groups and whatnot, a lot of the guys that have been doing this a long time say that these come from the manufacturer a lot of times with scratches on them, which really is no surprise, just in the manufacturing process. So there are different scratches, like this scratch here, we can see that. Another one here. Now to me, I really believed this, so I thought, okay, I'm going to take this apart and see what happens, right? The other thing is with this particular furnace, the heat exchanger has a warranty of 15 years. A lot of furnaces are 20 years, and even some, more of the newer ones, are lifetime. Yet most of the HVAC people never talk about this, because this is the big fearmonger of why you need to part with your money immediately, without any thought, with the big red tag threat. So anyway, I pull this unit out, and upon closer inspection, because I can actually see it better now with the light and everything, I said, wait a minute, this looks like someone took a screwdriver and just gave a good jab to it. So just to make sure, I filed this down with a file. I've sanded it with sandpaper, and sure enough, it was a surface scratch. This heat exchanger is not cracked anywhere. but yet I almost was, I was almost swindled into buying a new furnace. I'm not going to mention the name of the company because I can't be 100% sure if the guy did this with a screwdriver, or maybe the mark was already there from the manufacturing process. He's seen it with his eye and thought, oh, there's a crack, done. I don't think that's what happened, but I don't know, so I'm not going to go any further with identifying the company. But the long and short of the story is anybody tells you you have a bad heat exchanger, make sure that you get a second opinion for sure. And this can be kind of hard in the middle of the winter because the guy's telling you, I'm going to red tag your furnace. I would just say fine, red tag it and get on the phone and call someone else to come down there right away. The other thing that I learned is that this actually isn't all that difficult. The way people talk, your heat exchanger's gone, you got to buy a new furnace because it's so much work. You got to disassemble the whole furnace and everything. So yes, I have a good mechanical aptitude. I've taken a lot of things apart in my life. I've done some things with furnaces, but I've never disassembled a furnace, ever. So this took me about 25 minutes. So as you can see, there's nothing in there anymore. And here's everything. That's another heat exchanger. There's two of them. So I'm sure it's going to take me a little bit longer to put it back together because unfortunately now, I have to clean everything. I have to make sure everything is, I have to put sealant on everything and make sure it's safe to operate. But can you just imagine if I can do this, take this apart in 25 minutes, and I'm not doing this every day as my living, then somebody that is doing it, this is nothing. And it's a lot of BS to try to get people to buy a new furnace. Yeah, so just be careful.